This is 3 News Daily.
Hello everyone, welcome back to 3 News Daily on your Tuesday, January 16th. I'm Stephanie Haney. Thank you for being here with us in Northeast Ohio. We start today with developments out of Elyria, where a family says police raided the wrong house last week, injuring a toddler when they used flashbangs at the home. Now, I warn you, some of the videos in the images you'll see here are difficult to look at. We got an update late last night from Elyria's mayor that body cam video of the raid will be released sometime today. This all happened last Wednesday. Police were searching for a suspect and evidence. Courtney Price, the woman who lives there, says they got the wrong house, and she's very upset because Waylon, Courtney's 17-month-old son, was also home at the time, and she says her child already needed heart surgery since he was born premature, and now he's been hospitalized with other health issues that she says come from the flashbang devices police used. She said smoke filled the home, and Courtney says she was handcuffed as she kept asking for her son.
Here in the video, you can hear me scream. I think I just said, I'm scared. I said, my baby's in here. He's on a ventilator. I remember seeing the flash and seeing the smoke come in. And you can see it on the room footage, too.
A little bit of detective work probably would have went a long way, because a simple Google search and I found the previous tenants in about 6 seconds.
Now, the police were there exercising a warrant that was issued for a teen who hasn't lived at that home in over a year. Meanwhile, Courtney is a single mom, and she says all she wants is an apology from police for harming her child and causing so much unnecessary stress. Now we have an update for you to a 3 News investigation. The Cleveland Ballet Board of Directors is responding to claims of lack of due process from their former CEO, Michael Krasnyansky, who is facing sexual misconduct allegations. Krasnyansky is quoted in a closed Change.org petition as saying the claims against him are, quote, entirely without merit, and that he was, quote, surprised and disappointed that such serious allegations have been made without affording me the opportunity to properly respond. Cleveland Ballet Board Chair Dr. Michael Frank told 3 News that Krasnyansky's comment about being surprised is, quote, couldn't be more false. Dr. Frank said Krasnyansky was directly confronted with these issues 3 times, that the first time he denied everything, the second time he remained silent, and the third time when he and his lawyers were briefed on the full sexual misconduct findings, they did not receive a reply. Dr. Frank also said that Krasnyansky and his lawyers were told expressly that they were asking him to resign, which he did on November 22nd, due to claims that he was sexually harassing dancers. 3 News has tried to reach Krasnyansky for comment and has not gotten a reply. Now in Medina County, a shelter-in-place order has been lifted after a chemical leak in Seville. Crews are still cleaning up after a leak at the bleach tech company on Ryan Road. The Ohio EPA says 30,000 gallons of hydrochloric acid spilled because of a cracked pipe. 2 workers had minor injuries. In Solon, 2 firefighters are recovering after being injured while putting out a house fire. This happened Sunday night on Maple Drive. 1 firefighter has minor injuries from a ceiling that collapsed, and a lieutenant has cold exposure injuries to his hands. 5 different departments responded. The chief says the damage is extensive, but it appears that the cause was an accident. Now to Ashland County, where officials say there is confusion about a new policy about euthanizing dogs at the county shelter. The policy is set to take effect today. Documents show that a new rule in the section on euthanasia states, quote, dogs that have been at the shelter for more than 1 year will be euthanized. This had volunteers scrambling to adopt out dogs, but the president of the County Commissioners Board, Denny Biddle, says there has been a misunderstanding.
People took that terminology as that we were going to euthanize every dog that was in our kennel longer than a year. That is not the facts. That is not the truth. It was give us the ability to euthanize dogs if we needed to for the safety of the community. And that's really what was the intent.
Now today, Biddle is meeting with his fellow commissioners to look at the wording. There's also a board meeting on Thursday where he expects to hear input from the public. He says right now there are no dogs on the list to be euthanized. Now, for many of us, a lot of people love that coffee first thing in the morning, but you might be wondering how much caffeine is actually too much and when is the right time to drink it. Turns out waiting to drink that next cup of coffee, probably the best option for you. Let's connect the dots.
Getting a caffeine fix is a must for most of us in the morning. But how do you know you're getting the perfect amount? Well, let's connect the dots. Too much or not enough coffee can have different effects on your body. The biggest problem, messing up a good night's sleep. Even though the FDA says adults should not exceed over 400 milligrams a day, experts say coffee drinkers should aim for about 1.5 cups or 150 milligrams. Overdoing your coffee consumption can lead to a bad night's sleep. People who consumed more coffee than usual were found to sleep less. Experts recommend waiting for the caffeine to kick in before pouring that next cup. That means usually waiting 15 minutes between each cup. Experts also say kids under the age of 12 should avoid it altogether. And for those who feel caffeine withdrawals on the weekends, try aiming for less than 100 milligrams during the week. And that's connecting the dots.
People under the age of 12 and people named Stephanie Haney should avoid that caffeine altogether. I switched to decaf a long time ago, but for those of you who love your coffee, I can definitely understand why. All right, thanks for being with us for today's edition of 3 News Daily. Wherever you are watching or listening, we appreciate you. Have a beautiful day. We'll see you back here tomorrow with more top stories from Northeast Ohio.